Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now I bet some of you weren't expecting this, but we have more Space Engineers 2 content for you. Hilariously, I found this a few hours after my initial Space Engineers video went live. And that was that the Space Engineers 2 press kit has been released. In this press kit, other than the massive amount of logos, there are all the previous teasers, as well as some concept art. Now, I will leave a link to this press kit down in the description, but for now, we're just going to go and crack on with it. So the first thing here is we see this banner, and immediately we can see right off the bat there are a bunch of new blocks. First thing we see is a cargo container with some steps leading up to it, and there's some sort of small grid block on top. I've no idea what this is. Next to it, this looks like either an updated kind of medical kit, but I think it's more likely to be a kind of programmable block because of the red button there next to it. Now, on top of this programmable block, it looks like we have some sort of reactor block, or possibly the new gyro block. I think it looks more like a reactor, and I'm loving the fact that there is like a cage around it so we can place it on more blocks. Now, if we move over to the right here, we get a better look at the refinery here, the new refinery. I think it looks awesome. And then next to it, I think this is probably the new assembler. We saw this in other teasers as well. So on top of it, we have this new block here, and I've no idea what this is, because this could be a hydrogen tank, this could be a new reactor. However, if we see here, it's got these kind of grooves into here. So I don't know if this is some sort of drill which extends out. Anyway, in the comments, please let me know what you think this block is. And while you're down there, feel free to drop a like if you want to see more content like this. Anyway, next to it, we see the new antenna block, which we've found in various other teasers before. But also as well, the other thing to note is we've got these new pillar blocks, which we've also seen in the previous teasers, which are holding the catwalk up. So I do like that. Over on the right, we can see this ship. We can see the new drill blocks. And honestly, I think they look really good. They look like wrecking balls. I can't wait to see what kind of cranes and crazy shit the community makes with these blocks. Now, just below it here, we can actually see the new medical room. Now, this is certainly a depart from what we've seen before, because it's actually a full wraparound block here. Now, this medical room, judging by the cargo container next to it, looks to be about 2 blocks long, which is standard for a medical room, but it looks to be either 2 or maybe even 3 blocks wide. Now, in front of this medical room, we can see this other weird block here. This looks like a cargo container, but honestly, like the weird curve of the photo here, I'm not entirely sure what this is. So if anyone else wants to take a stab at what that block is, please do, because I've got no idea. Now, if we zoom onto this ship in the foreground, we have got the updated cockpit as well as some newer spotlights, the new antenna blocks, and new what looks like missile pods on the top again, as well as a light block here. Now that we've spent ages nattering about the banner, we're going to go on to the concept art. So the first one we have is literally just walking down the corridor, and honestly, if you can make these sorts of corridors in Space Engineers 2, I am going to be so unbelievably happy. I will say as well, we get an updated look at the backpack, which I think looks a lot bigger than the one we currently have in the teasers. So yeah, but I do love the kind of No Man's Sky-esque look of these suits. I do love that the fact that one of the artists seems to have gotten bored and just coloured in the letters on the concept art at the bottom there. Anyway, moving on. So here's one of the more interesting ones, because it looks like we have quite a few cool weapons. So first, weapon-wise, we've got this pistol with the little magazine poking out. I do love these pistol designs, and I really hope we get them. We also have what looks to be some sort of rocket launcher or assault rifle here, but the more interesting thing is the fact that he's got them bolted to the side of his suit. So I really hope we actually have like attachments that we can place weapons on the outside of our suits or on the backpack, because I recently came across a PC mod for this and absolutely loved it. Anyway, we have what looks like a new camera block with a little spotlight on the drone. That seems quite cool, as well as this wraparound light thing here. I'm not sure if that's just aesthetic or whether that's going to be a new block, but interestingly, these guns here look quite interesting. So I don't know if these are meant to be new assault guns or new rail guns or new Gatling or whatever, but these kind of look like new railguns to me with like the Gatling on the bottom. Anyway, moving on, we have Outpost Alpha. So this looks to be one of the first ground outposts that the Barrier project is placing. So I think this will probably be a new kind of encounter. We've got the engineer here carrying one of the crates. Now, this could be very interesting, because it's always something that I've been really annoyed about in Space Engineers, is you can't actually carry like crates and blocks around properly. They're just all stowed. So I would really love it if you could carry crates. Equally, this could just be a bit of concept art and lore thing that you can't actually do, but still, I would love to see it. We also got this giant antenna in the background. I do like the look of that. And again, we've got the fighter from the previous trailers kind of up here. Moving on, we do have a look at the atmospheric engine. Now, some of you may think this looks familiar, and that is because we saw a really detailed version of it on my Space Engineers 2 video, Everything We Know. There should be a link to that somewhere. I will place it in the description. Now, the name of this is the Tintin concept, so I'm guessing this is probably the name of the engine itself. I really like the idea of them actually giving names to the engines now, like some of the modern thrusters do, because they all have their own names. I'm also interested to see what other characters these engines are named after, if that's what they're doing. Equally, Tintin could just be a code name for Space Engineers 2. I'm going to think of it as the engine just because I think that's more likely, and also, who doesn't love Tintin? Anyway, one thing as well is this says Atmos Thruster Huge. So we've got 7.5 by 10 by 7.5. So if this is blocks, that means it is going to be absolutely fucking massive. Because this will absolutely dwarf the Prototech thrusters if that's indeed the conventional blocks. And if it's that big, that means we're truly in for some gargantuan builds. Anyway, this last little image is just what we saw from previous teasers. Not much remarkable here. We've just got, you know, a better look at the suit, utility pouches on the sides, interesting look at the base, but there's not much new stuff here, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. The asteroid, though, I will say, looks amazing. So with that, thank you all for watching. Click that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all on the 19th for the SC2 live stream. So thank you all for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you then. Bye!